Got to let you in, fall, let you go. I'm giving it up for me.
Hey guys, welcome to today's video. So today's video is going to be my indie brands I want to try / support in 2020. And while I talk about those, I'm just going to do a little get ready with me to make it a little bit more interesting. But before we do that, I'm on vacation in Oregon, and so there's a little fire for the background. So exciting. It fits the winter vibes, even though it has not snowed yet here, which is so sad, so disappointing. Okay, so let me open the list on my phone, and then we can start doing our makeup. Okay, so this list is broken down into different categories. There's makeup brands I want to support, there's candle brands I want to support, there's beauty brands I want to support. So that's different than makeup, but that's like skincare, soaps, that kind of stuff. Like Lush versus Sephora, I guess, if you were looking at like the mainstream stuff. I guess Lush is technically an indie brand, but that's not on the list because we already know that I shop at Lush a lot. But yeah, so let's just start with makeup companies. That's the longest list because I feel like there's so many indie makeup companies, and because I follow so many makeup accounts, I'm just always seeing new ones that I want to see. Okay, so the first one I want to support is definitely one that's very mainstream, but Juvia's Place, I think that would be like a really great company to support. It's definitely getting bigger now, and so it's like definitely on the list of like, I want to try it out because I'm kind of intrigued by what other people have said, more so than by just being like I want to support a small company. Like they're definitely getting enough support. Like I don't need to come in and support them. Like some of the brands here, like I really do want to support them because they are such small businesses at this point in their founding as a company. And I want to try them out. I want to tell you guys if I think they're good. And then just, not drag an indie company, hopefully, this year. Well, I'm doing my eyes first, by the way, because I found that this palette gives a lot of, flat, like dust. And so I'm going to try doing it this way first and see if that helps me. I'm obviously using my Naked Urban Decay because that is my pen, that palette for this year. But yeah, so Juvia's Place, I think they have really pretty colors. I just think it'd be a really fun company to support. I really like the palettes that I've seen from them. I've heard that their formula is really good, so none of that concerns me. None of that makes me feel like I should be worried about anything that I get from them. And they're reasonably priced as well. And so I'm not concerned about that either. And then the next company on my list is Pacifica Beauty, which is more of a drugstore indie brand. I do have stuff from them in the past. I have used stuff from them in the past, including like their face masks, some of their supplements, but makeup I haven't. Actually the other day, I wanted to, they're doing their end of the year sale. They were doing their end of the year sale the other day, and they had this palette that I have been lusting after for a while. And so I was finally like, you know what, I'm gonna go buy it. And so we went to Target, because that's where Pacific Beauty is. And I saw the palette in real life, and like the color that I thought was this like mustard yellow that I was like, this is beautiful, wasn't that color. And the color that I thought was like, or it was like a grungy yellow, and then this other color that I thought was like this really beautiful vibrant purple wasn't really that color either. And I was really disappointed. So like the swatches on their websites don't necessarily match what they actually are, which is incredibly disappointing. That being said, I'm still not counting them out. I got their matte pressed powder because I'm almost out of the pressed powder that I have. And I bought one of their mascaras, and so those are that's definitely the first company that I will be trying this year, so you'll be hearing about that. The next company that I really want to try is Aether Beauty Company. They do sell palettes at Sephora. However, their company tends to have a lot of sales on their website, and I've swatched them at Sephora, and the color payoff is so beautiful. It does not look like much inside the actual palette, at Sephora at least. But I also think that's because it's been open for a really long time, and like it's really hard to tell when something's been sitting open for months, and then you see it and you're kind of like, this looks gross. And it's like, well, like, yeah, 100 people have dipped into it. The air has been drying it out. Like, it's really hard to tell, I feel like, even when you swatch it in stores. But, so I'll probably end up getting it from their website because of how many sales their website tends to have. But also, I want to get their highlight. They just released a diamond highlight at the very beginning of the year, and it looks so pretty. I'm a little bit confused about why it needs to have actual diamonds in it. If that's like supposed to be like an eco thing. Like they're not using biodegradable glitter because they're using real diamonds. But yeah, but it's a completely ethically sourced company. They use synthetic mica to make sure that there's no like child trafficking going on in it. So it's just like really great. So I'm a big fan. And I want to try that because like also their palettes look so beautiful. And then the next one is called Shared Planet, and it is this company started by a teenager, this teenage girl, which is super cool. And currently they have 2 palettes and I think 4 glosses, and they're both part of like collections. So there's the polar bear collection and the tiger collection, and so each palette donates to either the preservation of polar bears or the preservation of tigers, including like their habitat, including like the actual animals themselves. So it's really, really cool. I'm a big fan. It's definitely something that I want to support. If I get it, I'll probably end up getting the polar bear one, just because that's the one that I think looks really, really pretty. But if I get it and I really, really like it, then I might get the tiger one too, because that one's pretty too. It's just like a lot of neutrals, and I'm kind of sick of neutrals at this point. Or I feel like I will be once I finish this palette. But I feel like other people really like neutrals, so I mean, definitely check it out if you have not. But yeah, I think that's a really cool company. So when I get a palette from them, I'll probably try their gloss out too, just to see if I like it. And I'll tell you guys about that as well. So yeah, Shared Planet, definitely one that is on my list for 2020. The next one is called Ditto. The one that really speaks to me about this company, or the thing that really speaks to me about this company, is they, like, their palettes are super cool. They basically make like space palettes, and they they have their big palette looks like planets, but then their smaller ones are usually like one planet themed, like there's like a Saturn one and there's an Earth one. I do think they're really, really interesting and really, really fun. So I think that that's a really cool one. One of my friends really likes them because like it looks like space. So that's definitely a thing. So I'll probably end up asking for that for my birthday. It is like a significantly cheaper company. Like if you look at Aether or Shared Planet, they have like high-end prices. They have really expensive palettes, But Ditto is definitely more like ColourPop with like those $10, $11 9 pen palettes and like $13, $14 bigger palettes. So that's definitely one that I feel like is more reasonable for somebody like me. But yeah, more reasonable for me to like ask somebody else to give me, you know. The next company I want to try out that I've already actually tried samples from is Elate Cosmetics. I wanted to color match my concealer, so I bought 2 of their tiny 4.4 milliliter samples. I found a color that I think matches me, which is CN2. I think I might order 2 more samples because I really thought that would be too dark for me, and it's a little bit light for me, and so I might order the next darker one and see if that's a better match. I don't really know. But they also sent me a little sample. I think they send you a sample with like every order you buy, because like all you have to do is click like yes, I want a free sample. And they sent me this really pretty eyeshadow color, which I haven't played around with too much because I got it right before we left to go on this trip, and I left it at home because I was like, they gave it to me like a little baggie of like loose powder, and so I was like, I don't want to bring this and have it spill and everything. But they're all about, they have bamboo, they have metal, they don't have any packaging. They're like, the packages stuff they sent me was like all plant paper or seed paper, so I can plant it and it'll spring wildflowers. Obviously the samples they sent me were in metal. So Elate's whole idea is having like a capsule makeup collection, just like a capsule fashion collection of like, you know what you need for your everyday looks. So why are you making it so complicated by having all of these colors, by having all of these things that you really don't need? And that works really, really well for the average consumer of makeup. And like, I really do think that it's a great idea, and the company is really, really great. But I also feel like, as somebody who's not particularly the average consumer of makeup, or at least is like trying to, on some level, wear more exciting looks, try out makeup more often than the average person needs to. Especially this year with YouTube, I'm trying to like try out so many more companies because I want to like be able to share that with you. I want to have that. I'm really trying to curate my collection, but not in a way that I have like one thing that is my collection. And I feel like that's really Elate's brand. So definitely want to try out their stuff so that I can talk about it. But I don't think I'm going to make myself a capsule necessarily. The next one is going to be Give Me Glow, which I don't know a ton about this company, but I know that I love highlighters and I love anything that has sparkle. And I like that kind of stuff. So I definitely want to try. I think I want to try their highlighter. I think I have a different note that tells me the things that I want to try. I have like a makeup wish list. If you want to see a video about my makeup wish list, comment down below. No, they're not on my makeup wish list. I guess they're just an indie company that I found that I was like, this is interesting. I want to try this out. I've heard good things about them from people like Smoky Glow. And I think Julia Mazzucato, I think is her last name. I think I've heard good things from both of them. And so that's good. Those are people that I trust to give me advice about makeup. The next one is Storybook Cosmetics, and this is partly just because the little nerd in me thinks the idea of having little book themed palettes is so cute. I don't think I've seen one yet that I'm really in love with. So, I mean, I might not end up supporting this one this year if I just don't see one that I end up really, really liking. Like, I think the packaging is so cute, but I've been, like, not super impressed with the color stories. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with the color stories, but I I haven't seen any that I've been like, wow, I really want this palette. And I do think that if I'm gonna spend, I don't remember how much they are, but I do know that there's only like 6 eyeshadows in each one, and it's not super like cheap. That I do want it to be a palette that I really think I'm gonna get a lot of use out of, and I'm gonna like enjoy using the entire time I own it. And right now I haven't seen any palette from them that I think is super interesting. But they also are a pretty new company. They haven't put out a ton of palettes. The next one is actually one from like very close to where I grew up. It's from Santa Cruz. And it's called Nudie Goods, and it's all, everything is like zero waste packaging. There's lipsticks and they're in cardboard packaging. There's mascara in a metal tin, and then you can have a little metal and wood, I think, mascara applicator, or if you're like me and you already have a mascara applicator that you just use all the time. Although I will say that once I finish this BWC mascara, I'll probably end up starting to use this brush because it's so much nicer than the Tarte brush that I was using previously. No shade to Tarte, but it's just, that one gives very little volume, and this one gives incredibly beautiful volume. So, yeah. Okay, and I think the last makeup brand I want to try is Kaleidos. It is an Asian brand. It's gotten much more popular, I feel like, in the end of 2019 with their, like, they did this really beautiful neon palette. And they sent a good amount of PR to especially smaller YouTubers. And honestly, like, the stuff that they like showed, like the YouTubers showed, were so beautiful. And now I just like, I think it's so beautiful. And like, they do incredibly like intricate and beautiful packaging, but everything is 100% recyclable. It's all paper, it's all cardboard. And that's really cool to me. But they still want to have that high class, they still want to have that nice look. Because I feel like that's a lot of people's arguments, where they're like, bigger brands can't use paper because then they'll look lower quality. And I'm like, big brands are more than happy using shitty plastic and looking low quality. So, and there are ways to make paper high quality, which Menagerie Cosmetics does incredibly well. So I think their colors are really beautiful, and that is definitely something that I want to try in the new year. Okay, so let's move on to the next topic. Okay, so the next topic is much shorter. It's candle brands I want to support because I'm a candle fiend. And so these are just 3 candle brands that are more indie, smaller businesses, woman-owned, that I think would be really cool to support in the new year, because that's the type of thing that I'm trying to do. And obviously, you probably have candle businesses like in your town. You probably have like, I know my town or my city has like a fair, and there's like usually a lot of smaller candle companies, and that's usually where I get a lot of my candles. So I'm probably going to do that too. But instead of like doing the Bed Bath & Beyond sale, or not Bed Bath & Beyond, Bath & Body Works sale that I do usually once a year, I'm going to try to support these. So the first one is Bossy Pants candles. And these are super cute. I think they're 2-wick candles for the most part. And they just have really cute sayings and decorations on them. Like one that I really wanted during Christmas was 100% That Grinch. And then it was Smells Like a Stolen Christmas, because usually they do scents, but they're usually like punny scents. So it's spelled actually like pine, if you like were interested in knowing, but like they made it very cute and its own like little thing. And I just think that company is super cute. It is, I think, 2 sisters run it, which is really, really awesome. And they just have really, I think their candles are super cute. I think they're supposed to burn for like 50 hours, and I think they're about $20. And so I think that's completely fair. Bath & Body Works candles are $24. So, I mean, the next one is Co-op of Creation. and that is also a woman-owned brand. And they make really, really cute candles too. This is the one I know the least about because I wanted to follow them on Instagram and they don't have an Instagram. I heard about them from Abby Williamson. Go up. Oh wait, of creation, yeah, no. I do follow them, they just don't post very often. They have like these really beautiful candles. They're metal, they're artisan, they're all about 8 ounces. They usually embed stuff in their candles in the candle wax, which is really pretty. Yeah, I think these are really, really interesting. They usually have like gemstones in them. And it is an Etsy shop, so that's really cool. And so that's a way, like, so Etsy, it's like nice that I can support them on Etsy instead of like shopping in their own shop. Not that there's anything wrong with shopping in an online company shop. Obviously, that's what I'll be doing for the other two. But the next one is Malicious Woman Candle Company, and I think this one is wonderful and it's super cute because one of the things is they have a bunch of candles in terms of like scents, and they also have a bunch of candles in terms of like bad puns, or like they have a title and it's like Winter with the In-Laws, and then it's infused with passive aggressive comments and like being stressed out or something. Like, and that's the kind of joke. It's like very witty, it's very sarcastic, it's very dry humor, which I really like as a person who enjoys dry humor. But you can pick the scent you want in them. So it's not like, oh, I think this candle is super funny, but I can't get it into scent. Like, there's this adulting candle that Bossy Pants candles have, but it smells like vanilla bourbon, I think. And I don't like the smell of bourbon. And so it's like I can't get that candle even though I think it's hilarious, because it doesn't have the right smell. And so they fix that by having the smells and the names not necessarily match, which I think is really cute and really cool. And then also they are, I don't think they're 1% for the planet, but because like you have to be like certified to be 1% for the planet, but they donate an amount of their proceeds to different organizations. Sometimes they have specific candles that are like for a specific thing, or sometimes they just donate in general. And I think that's really cool. I always think a service element in any business is really, really awesome and something that I want to support as much as I can, because obviously service is something I do in my normal life. But when you're voting with your dollar to smaller companies, and then those smaller companies are also voting with their dollar to charities, I think that's really, really awesome. Next thing are beauty brands I want to support. So there's just 2 here. I definitely want to find more. There's a bunch in my town, which is like one of the reasons I didn't. And like I said, like we have a summer festival and I get usually like soaps there and sometimes like other things like scrubs. But beauty brands I want to support are, one is Soap and Tonic, which is this really cute brand. It's not 100% zero waste, but it definitely is like it's working on it. I actually know the owner, like I've had conversations with her. I think she's really, really nice. She's really, really great. There's certain things that I'm really interested in getting. Like they have like the sugar cube scrubs where you take like one and you use it as a sugar scrub until it's done and then use another one, instead of just like a scrub like from Lush where you're just like scooping it and you're just using as much as you scooped. And I have a friend who like really likes those kind of stuff, so I thought that would be a really cute gift for them. But also like I do want to try it myself so that I can let you guys know how I feel about it. They also have really pretty soaps. They have a lot of different cool stuff. And then the next one is Mountain Madness Soap, and they have bath bombs, they have soaps, they have scrubs, and I think they're super cute. They're like a Colorado-based company. I think they actually have a storefront in Colorado, but they're definitely a smaller company, and I think most of their sales is like over the internet. But yeah, I think they're really cool. Okay, one thing I've been doing, I'll give you guys a sneak peek because you're watching this, and this is something that has to do with my brown Japan. I've been using Feels and Juicy as blush colors. So I just like swoop it in there and then I just like scooch it around on my cheeks. And then that's how I've been doing my blush. And it's been working really, really well, and I'm going to keep it up because obviously trying to think of all the different uses I can do with this palette. So yeah, those are the beauty brands I want to support. And then the final thing I want to support are different clothing brands. So the first two are kind of together. So Whimsy and Row and Sunday Designs. So, oh wait, no, sorry. The middle two are together, never mind. So Whimsy and Row is this really cute company. They are very women-centered. They are women-run. They make clothing for women, but everything is very sustainable, very ethical, very beautiful. One thing I will say is ethical companies tend to not be super good with plus-sized people, and I definitely don't think any on my list are good examples of that. But I think Whimsy and Row has really, really beautiful clothes. And definitely, if you know a plus-sized ethical clothing company, please tell me down below, because those are the type of companies that I think we should be supporting. And the type of companies like this that I do have, like, I can't talk with, like Sunday Designs and Rivari, which are the next two, because I do know they're like owners because they're such small brands. I have talked to them about that in the past, and so definitely something that I think should be continued, like that discussion. Yeah, Whimsy and Row, like, I think they have super cute clothing, so I just want to actually support them instead of just gawking at their clothes on Instagram. And then Sunday Designs, I actually do have something by them. I have a cropped bandeau shirt, and I think it's super, super cute. I'm probably going to wear it actually, like, in the next week when I go to Florida. However, currently, it's too cold for that. So that's something I have for them, and I actually bought it off the website Rivari, which is the next one. So Sunday Designs is a Florida-based company, and they make things with a lot of linen. But like, an example is I really wanted a pair of pants for them, and they didn't have it in my size. And I will say that I am like I don't even think I'm a larger person. I think I'm an average person. I don't even think I'm on like the heavier set of average. And yet, like, the only thing that would have fit me is a large, like, in terms of their measurements. And they didn't sell that item in a large. They only sold it in a small and a medium. And that's the kind of thing where I'm like, that's insane. That's insanity. And I've actually talked to the owner about that. Not about that specific instance, but just about if we want to make the eco-friendly movement more accessible, then you need to be able to do that. Because, for instance, I bought my sister something off of Rivari, and I ended up getting her a purse that she really, really liked. But I couldn't get her any of the clothes because we wouldn't be sure if they would actually fit. And that's not... And when you're doing a brand online, I feel like you should be able to say, like, we fit more than just a size 0 to a size 4 or maybe 6. I do think that's just like a little bit ridiculous. And that's an issue I have with all 4 of these companies. But yeah, Sunday Designs, I tried their shirt. It's really high quality. I really love it. It's super cute. And I got it from Rivari, and which is a company I actually have like a discount code down below, or an affiliate link, I think. I think they're really, really great. I thought, like I said, my sister purse, it's so high quality, and myself a shirt, but I want to buy more stuff from them because she just has so much cute stuff. So Sunday Designs is like a brand, and Rivari is a store, like an online store, and they sell a bunch of different ethical things. They want to be like a place for ethical shopping, so like they're also a blog, which I really love reading their blogs. I get their emails. But they also have really cute clothes, really cute shoes, really cute jewelry, like a bunch of curated pieces curated by Eartha. So yeah. And then the final one is Tamga Designs, and it's just like these really beautiful vibrant prints, and it's like a lot of dresses and a lot of kimono-y type, cardigan type things. And there's like this one dress that they have that I think is so pretty. So let me know down below if you've tried any of these brands. How do you feel about them? Any indie companies you want to support or you think I should check out down below, because I really want to add to this list. I want all of the stuff that I get to be from smaller indie companies. I think that's so important. And other than that, if you liked this video, you can like it down below. And if you want to stick around, you can, because I make new videos every few days, and I would love for you to be here with me. Other than that, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, see you next time. Bye!
Like a lost